70 countries around the world. I'm sure there's some logos you recognise on the screen there. Shell, for instance, they're a reseller of Strata in Australia. Unilever has been our largest client to date in terms of factory footprint. We've installed in 99% of their factories, so that's a telemetry solution, meters and hardware that we've installed, we've designed, we've connected the telemetry solution, brought all that data back into Strata, and then we've analysed that data to help them to find these energy saving opportunities. And many other clients that I'm sure you recognise on the screen. Numbers of projects, so when we're talking to clients, this is typically the number that I'll present. We've delivered more than 2,500 projects around the world. It's probably a bit higher than that now, but that gives our clients a bit of confidence that they know we know what we're doing when it comes to delivering monitoring projects, energy assessments, and these net zero plans. And you can see we're working in all continents around the world, perhaps not Antarctica. The rest of them covered. Now this is quite an important slide, so if you are talking to customers, they're interested in that journey from monitoring their utilities, finding the energy saving opportunities, and then delivering those sort of optimisation projects, and finally that decarbonisation stage. This is the sort of the approach that Cotopaxi takes. So the very first stage we look at is what we call a design stage. So stage 1 and stage 2 are all about metering and monitoring projects, the connection to the energy management system. Stage 1 is that design stage, so landing on the site, looking at their utilities, water, air, gas, electricity, steam, mapping out those utilities. So if we think about a factory, it's got the inputs, water, gas, and electricity, might be biomass, there might be some other inputs to the factory, and then those distribute throughout the factory. So you've got, as an example, you've got your main water, it feeds into the factory, it will likely feed into the boiler house, they might have CIP, it might be used for the offices and various other users within the factory. So what we try and do is create that utility map. Here's your parent meter, here's your distribution to the different areas of the factory, and here are the big consumers in those areas. What we then try and do is make sure that we collect all the engineering information that we need to be able to specify the correct meters. So if we're looking at water, pipe diameters, pipe materials, we want to try and understand roughly what sort of flow rates there might be so that we can size that meter correctly. Once we've done all that for the water, the air, the steam, electricity, we then pull together a full phase 2 proposal. So that's the cost to actually deliver that project. So we're talking about the new hardware in terms of meters, telemetry that might be required to connect those meters to a gateway, push that data out to Strata, or perhaps we're connecting to existing systems. What I've been really impressed with in Pakistan so far is a lot of the clients we've met already have some pretty decent energy management systems. What they're lacking at the moment is the ability to use that data in terms of reporting, in terms of being able to visualise what's happening, not just in a single factory, but in multiple factories. And so, in phase 2, we very much design the solution, hardware, software connection, bring that data back into Strata, and then at the completion of phase 2, that's where we're now looking to try and analyse that data and optimise their factory. So stage 1, stage 2, design the solution, implement the solution. The only difference being that I kind of lost my trail of thought before. What I was talking about with Pakistan is we've seen a lot of really nice energy management solutions. If you've already got that solution in place, we can do a migration of that data. So I think in the factory we saw today, they've got a nice little system, but it's lacking some depth. We can migrate that data. So that data resides on maybe an SQL server, it sits on a historian. Our network and telemetry engineers can design a way to export that data, very low cost for the client, push that data to Strata, and then we move to stage 3. As I said, stage 3 is the optimization stage. We can either support the client with our engineering time to analyse that data, so looking at the data, working with the client, challenging the way that things are operating on the site, and finding some quick wins and standard solutions to deal with it. Finally, in stage 4, you've made your factory as efficient as you possibly can.